Hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. Today I would need to redo my video for the which costume to bomb with because I need to make sure that the information that I'm providing is actually accurate, right? And there are a couple of mistakes that I made when I was creating the video because the information is a little bit confusing, or at least it was a little bit confusing for me. I probably didn't notice exactly how it is applied or how it actually works, right? You actually need to do a fair amount of reading and make sure that you're understanding and go to some specific places as well so that you can notice and see exactly how it works. So before I start talking about which costume to bond with and what would be the best one, right, we are going to be coming here to the announcement for the potential update, right? And pretty much we have the list of the costumes that are available for the potential, right? So if you don't have one of these costumes and probably you are considering going for one of these costumes, it would be good that you know that they have the bonding available, because bonding definitely makes these characters way better, right? So we have Justia, Sylvia, Rubia, Eclipse, Leatrice, Anastasia, Elise. I didn't know that Elise had one because I don't have her. Sayer, Eleanor, Angelica, and then Dalby, that I also didn't know that she had potential because I don't have the costume as well, right? So how the potential works, or it says here that you have three different things, right? You have a skill potential, you have permanent potential, and you have bond potential, right? This is the three different things that we have available for this type of bonding system, right? So the skill potential pretty much says here that whenever you release the potential, the costume skills are permanently enhanced. Permanently, okay? Then permanent potential. When the potential is released, the character stats are permanently increased regardless of bond status. And then we have the bond potential. Then the bond potential is when the potential is released, the character abilities increase. The increased abilities are applied to the character only when the costume is in bond state. Okay, so you can only have one costume bonded per character. Okay, so now what all of this means? Well, we need to come here to the game and see that by ourselves. So we're coming here to Liatos, right? And we come here to the bonding system. And pretty much, as you can see here, we have different things, right? We have these ones, and then it says here bonding potential, right? So bonding potential says here that these stats are only applied when the costume is bound. Okay, costume has to be bonded for you to get these. All of these that have the black background, right? All of these will need to be bonded for them to be applied. Now we have these ones, this permanent potential. And then permanent potential says here that enhances these stats permanently applied to the character. So all of these white ones will give you a total of 5% attack, right? That's right here. That is going to be applied to all of the costumes. So this is pretty much 5% more attack that the character would have in general, right? And then the black ones are these ones, the bonding stats. And these bonding stats is what you actually get whenever you are bonding with the costume. And then lastly, we have the skill potential. And you can see here, this is the potential to permanently enhance the skill, right? Which means permanently, which means that even if you're not bonding with the costume, that specific ability would still have the cooldown reduction and would still have the increased area of effect. And of course, I mean, if I activate this as well, I would get the SP reduction as well. Okay, so that's how it goes. I didn't understood that first because probably I didn't pay attention. So if I was misleading at some point, if like the information probably was not the most accurate, I want to say I'm sorry guys, and I'm correcting this right now, making sure that I'm providing the best and the most accurate information now. Okay, so now we get to a point in which bonding, the only reason for you to bonding with a costume is for you to decide which are the stats that you want to be applied to your character, right? Because all costumes will give you different stats. For example, this costume here, if you bond with this costume, you would be getting fire damage, attack percentage, and HP, right? This is what you get: fire damage, attack percentage, and HP. keep this in mind, guys. Fire damage it doesn't mean that you deal more damage with whatever attack you do. No, fire damage means that whenever you are attacking an enemy that is weak to fire, in this case going to be wind, then you are going to be able to deal more damage to that particular enemy, right? That's how it works. Okay, so this costume, 52% attack increase, 30% crit damage, 17% HP, right? And of course, it would be good to still upgrade this because you want to get the 5% attack that is available here. So pretty much you should be unlocking all of this, right? Even if you're not going to be bonding with this costume, just for you to activate these ones and get the additional 5% attack that is permanent, right? You just pretty much, you know, strategically, all you have to do is unlock these, and these, right? You need to unlock these 3, and then you would have access to all of the increases that are permanent, and then the rest, you don't really need to upgrade it. But if you want the character to deal more damage, then yes, you can go here and activate the skills as well, because the skill would have an increase in damage, an increase in the duration for the dot, right? And pretty much, yeah, that's pretty much what it does, right? The damage of the dot, the increase on the damage itself, and the duration of the dot as well. Right, so this costume, in the other hand, right, this one provides you with 52% attack percentage, 5% defense, and 47% crit damage, which sounds great, right? And I was thinking, yes, this definitely seems to be the right option to go for. This definitely seems to be the perfect costume to bomb with, but it seems to be that I was mistaken. So I'm going to be proving that in a moment when we do the testing. So now, we also have this costume that pretty much the only thing that this costume gives you is bad attack and a little bit of crit rate. You would say, hey, 52% attack and like 47% crit damage actually sounds way better. So why are you saying that that one is not the best? We are going to be talking about this because this goes to an area where I am not really the most knowledgeable, which is math, right? People do a lot of math. People have calculators for the game. People have, you know, many other ways to determine at which point one stat is going to be better than the other, right? And for this costume as well, you have the SP reduction is really good, and you have the additional damage here on the dot, and you also have the additional damage on the attack itself, right? This costume is actually not bad to unlock as well. At least these 2, I think, are the most important ones. I mean, all of them are good, right? So if you're a Beatrice fan, you probably would like to go with this costume first, and then move on to... Or no, I'm sorry. Still, the order of the operation is to go with this one first, and at least you need to unlock this area so that they you know, that one costume can set up for the other one, right? Because they are going to be having the same area of effect. So whenever you attack with the basic costume from Beatrice, you're going to be putting the continuous damage on all of the enemies that are inside an area of effect of the same size, and then you can nuke all of those enemies with this character as well, because now they both have the same area of effect. So this one is going to be the priority. After that, the priority is this, and then I'm not really too big into improving this, right? The SP reduction of the costume is only 4 SP. 4 SP is very manageable. All right, so let's get into the point now. So we're going to be doing the testing so that I can demonstrate here my reasoning. All right, so we have now that we are bonding with this costume, right? The Rotted Star costume, and it is giving me at 116 attack, and as you can see, that means, wait, give me a second, I will be using this, it's going to be better. Alright, so that means that you would have 1840 attack, right? And 592% crit damage, right? That's for me, because that's how I have built my Leatrice, right? Leatrice is one of the characters that I use the most, so of course, the build that I have for her is pretty good, right? Now, if we change the bond here and we use this one instead, you notice that the attack goes down to 1696 but my crit damage goes up to 640%, very close to the cap that is 700% crit damage, right? So here is where the things become interesting, right? When you get to a certain point in which you are getting so much crit damage, then getting attack starts to become the priority because of diminishing return, right? Crit damage would not increase your damage that much after a certain amount if you don't have a specific amount of attack. So going for attack instead of going for crit damage may be the solution there. What is like a sweet spot for crit damage? I think that 500%, 450% is actually a good spot to stop when it comes to crit damage, and then focusing in attack percentage would net you the biggest increase, right? Or if you want to ensure that you're critting, probably just going for crit rate as well. Even though I don't really think that going for crit rate is any good, because we have so many crit rate buffers that at the end of the day you would be able to get to the crit rate 100%, right? So you don't really would need to worry about that. So my recommendation is go for as many substats in attack percentage as you can, right? And probably, I mean, for me here, I'm thinking the best solution would be probably changing this for flat attack instead of attack percentage or crit damage, and that would pretty much resolve everything for the character, and the character would be really good. Because you notice here, if I'm not bonding with that, my current crit damage is going to be 592. So if I change the substat here and move it to be flat attack, and I'm saying flat attack because flat attack would be having further increases with all of the attack percentages that you are getting, right? So either flat attack or attack percentage is going to be better if you want to go to higher numbers. Also, remember when I was doing the video for Blood Glutton, remember that there is a cap for the amount of attack that you can get with the buff, right? So for you to actually be able to get to the cap, you need to have around 2,500 attack, if I'm not mistaken, right? Because then whenever you get like 200 and something attack percentage increases, or 300 and something attack percentage increases, then you already are getting to the maximum amount of attack that you can get, that is going to be 10,000, right? So you need to try to figure out a way for you to be in that sweet spot that whenever you are using the buff, then you are able to have enough attack to get to the cap, right? Exactly to the cap. In that way, you know, you can go for higher numbers as well. So enough talking about the math here. Let's do the testing real quick, because I don't want the video to be way more longer than what it is right now. And this video is going to be pretty much changing, or it's going to be the one that I'm going to be keeping in the channel when it comes to bonding, because I think that is the one that has the most accurate information. So now, how do we know if we're dealing more damage? We have the costume here, which is the costume that is available right now. So right now I have activated the Rotted Star costume, right? And what you're going to be noticing here is I'm going to be testing with normal attacks for me to be able to see the amount of damage that we can do, right? I'm going to be using like a lot of buffers and like, yeah, a lot of crit rate and things like that, right? So let's go with like all attack buffer and all of that, right? So I think there is no other attack buffer that I can add, and this is enough crit rate for me to get to 100%. Okay. You know what? Let's use Diana. Yeah, let's use Diana. Alright, so here we are. So I'm going to be buffing with pretty much everything here. All the attack percent increases. The aura effect that increases my damage to enemies that are weak to fire. More crit right here. And then I'm going to be doing a basic attack. We're going to be seeing the damage for this particular costume, right? Which is the Rotted Star costume. That is the one that I'm bonding with right now. And it's giving me 116 flat attack and 4% crit rate. Okay, here we go. And that's 147k, right? 147k damage. And let me continue here. Let me see how much attack I have. And as you can see, I have 5,336 attack with all of the buff that I currently activated. And I did 147k damage with a basic attack. Now, we're going to be going outside of this battle. I'm going to be coming here to the costume. And I am going to be activated the 8 Nightmare R costume, right? And we're going to be noticing the reduction in the stats and the increases in crit damage. Here you have. So now we have 640 crit damage, but the attack went down to 1,696. It's not a lot, right? It's not a lot of a reduction, right? But it is going to be more noticeable if we have like things like attack percentage in the weapon or flat attack in the weapon, right? It's going to be more noticeable if we go like that. So we're going to be doing exactly the same, all of the increases here, crit rate, all of that, and I'm going to be attacking with a basic attack again. Remember last time was 147k, so we're going to see if this one is dealing more or less than that. So this is 145, and that's pretty much what I have been testing so far. It's a difference of 20k in damage. You would say it's 20k. 20k is a lot, guys. Especially if you keep in consideration that if you are able to get to that sweet spot where you can get to probably having the cap in attack, right, to get to the 10,000 attack, it definitely makes a difference. It makes a huge difference, right? You may even consider going for something like 450% crit damage and get to that sweet spot where you can get to the cap of attack, deal more damage. So again, the video is already long enough. I have done the demonstrations. I have showed you guys here that definitely going with the flat attack increases from the basic costume for Leatrice is definitely the best option, right? And I think that you guys can do your conclusions from here, right? In any case, you would still want to bond or to upgrade buff of the costume because you need the skills from this one, right? You're going to be needing the skills from this one, and you're going to be needing the stats for this one. That's how it is going to be working, right? You need the stats for this one, and you need the what is this called? The skills from the other, right? And pretty much aside from that, is just deciding which stats are going to be the best for you to have. And as you can see in the demonstration, this one is a little bit better, and it can be even better if we reduce the attack percentage that I currently have even more. I will be preparing a video regarding how to get to the maximum potential regarding attack, crit damage, and what is going to be the sweet spot for that. So stay tuned, guys, because I'm going to be making a video regarding that so that we can know exactly where we need to go in order to increase our damage to the maximum. So thank you so much, guys, for being here, and thank you so much for supporting my channel. Just being here, liking the channel, subscribing to the channel is all that I require. And I'm sorry again for the inconveniences. I know that I did bad there. I should have verified it first. I should have tried to understand this more, test it more, and ensure that I was providing the right information. That's why I'm deleting the previous videos and I'm leaving this one to be the final one. Thank you so much for being here, guys, and see you in the next one. Peace.